Are we live? Oh, yes, we are.
Oh,
Hey,
oh,
boys, welcome into another episode or storyline of Out of Rhythm Fantasy Sports Spitting Seeds Edition. So, I'm your host. Am I a host? I'm your
host
host.
with the most.
Yeah, I'm your host, Jamie. We got my sidekick, Eli, and our always famous Donovan as well. So, welcome in, everybody. It's
Welcome,
actually
welcome.
it's not a Tuesday this time, but it's actually a Wednesday. So it's no Taco Tuesdays, no Tequila Tuesdays, just a Wednesday, a boring Wednesday. Just kidding.
Wanker Wednesday.
Yes, a blinker, because she
It
just
and that's my fault. Kids' baseballs are very long, and I don't know if we want to do a show starting at 10 o'clock. Jamie's employer would probably be pissed off.
yeah, probably more likely. Even though I can kind of get away with what I do now, so
Shh.
yeah. Oh, oops, that was kind of a Freudian C slip. My bad. But hey, guys, if you don't, our Discord link is actually in the description. So come on over, join our Discord. Hopefully we can get that growing a little bit more this upcoming year. So that'll be a plus for us. Yeah, I mean, we got pretty much. If you're into football, baseball, it's a good place to be. We have little. I know the NBA thing not so great, but maybe I'll just delete that and just get all the other junk up out of there and just be football, baseball. But I guess I gotta keep in that spring football in there too. Well, if you're an XFL or USFL fan, but you never know. You never know what's gonna happen there. But yeah, and then what else is going on? Looks like we got some. If you want to listen to our pod versions, if you don't catch us live, you can catch us on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify as well. And if you like Spotify, I might just try to upload this episode on Spotify so you can actually catch our live version instead of the podcast version. So we'll see. We'll see
Interesting.
what my mood is. Yeah.
All those new tricks and toys that I never even knew existed.
Yeah,
You're a revolutionist there. You're finding unbeaten paths.
trying to anyways. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's I was looking back at our little the app I have for where I upload our podcasts. They actually got it shows like because I uploaded one video like back week 9, and it looks like a lot of people were hitting on it. So I mean, a lot of people were checking that out, and I'm like, all right, well maybe I'll just put a video version on Spotify, and it works out pretty damn good. So you don't, if you want to watch us and catch our graphics and all that stuff to know what we're talking about, maybe it might make it a little bit easier for you.
Solid.
Yeah, I think so. But last week we actually, we talked about a little Twitter. We talked about Julio Rodriguez and um, freaking Aaron Judge. So we kind of talked about that poll, and actually, I'm gonna pull that up here real quick and yeah, yep. Oh hey, guy. When did Wilson get on the show here? Jesus Christ.
Tim, I have too much knowledge not to share. So let's continue on with this. And
So I slapped a Twitter poll up or a poll on Twitter to see would you trade Aaron Judge for Julio Rodriguez since Judge was you know off to a rocky start. And we had 72 votes, 32% said yes, and 68% said no. But yeah, that was a fun little poll. I didn't mind it much. I know. What are your thoughts over there, Wilson?
well, Tim, I've got a few years behind this fence, and I would have to say that it really depends on the league. If you're looking at a dynasty setting, 100% I would trade Aaron Judge to acquire Julio Rodriguez. Um, but the thing about the thing about trades, Tim, is that once you do it, you can't get them back.
In a dynasty, yes, that would be correct. But in a what about a redraft?
Uh,
Redraft?
in a redraft setting, though, um, there's a very good chance that Aaron Judge is going to hit 50 home runs again, and he went on a tear this week. So in a redraft setting, I think I'm okay with that, Tim.
Oh, thank you, Wilson. I appreciate your time. You can, you can just get back over that fence
Yeah,
and do what you do over there. I appreciate
you,
that time.
you'll never see my face.
Awesome. That sounds great. All right, guys. So that was our Twitter poll. I thought that was quite interesting. And yeah, a little home improvement seg there for just a brief second. But
Uh, the Wayback Machine,
right?
probably the same year Julio Rodriguez was born.
Probably more than likely. Yes. But yeah, how was everybody's weekend real quick? We'll just kind of run through that real quick. And I know, well, for me offhand, I got slammed hardcore into 20 leagues. I only probably got 3 categories and 2 in another one. So yeah, I went from being first to down to ninth in the Joe Rogan. I was actually in 12th place, and the nice, the 3-legged Jared over there, wherever he may be, he smoked me that week. So yeah, I think it was probably a little get back for me slamming him in the points league. But so I went from 12th to 17th, so that doesn't help me out much. But this week I'm killing it, man. I got 4, so my categories I'm killing it this week in most of the categories. So I'm pretty well happy about that.
Yeah, my week's okay. I also fell to one of the table legs and in the points league, and I know we talked about it, and I made a few moves, but I just didn't feel like gutting my team for one win. So uh, we just laid down and we'll lick our wounds, and we'll come back this week and get back to 6-1 in there. The rest of those 20-man leagues, I'm sitting around halfway. Just really pitching's really killing me. Um, got a 4-game losing streak in my 30-team league. That's not very good. Um,
Ooh,
and in the rest of my leagues, I'm doing okay. So let's do a live update here on my TGFBI. I am currently in 143rd, so I didn't really move anywhere from last week, but I'll take that. I'm in 5th in my uh, league and 143rd overall, so that's not
oh,
too bad.
yeah, no, that's not too bad at all.
I lost out on morale and why can't I think of who I bid on? Oh my gosh, big prospect came up last week. So last week. Oh, Yuri Perez. I was a second bid at $195 and I lost.
Yeah,
The winning bid in my league was 231, which is pretty low compared to what I'm hearing.
yeah.
So I'll just keep trying. That means more bullets for the rest of the season. And if I'm in 5th now and 143rd, I think I'm in good shape with $600 of fab left. So yeah, so overall pretty good, I guess.
Yeah, it's not too bad then. Yeah, I know I picked up Perez in one ESPN league. For a short outing quick. I mean, he did all right. Not I mean, it wasn't like gay like I wouldn't like say like overboard like oh my god, he just, had no hits or whatever, no or whatever, I think he was just out for like 3 innings roughly, give or take.
Yeah. I'm not sad that I missed out, but it
Yeah.
I don't like spending the major fab dollars on players.
Oh, I'm sure.
I got Zach Neto early, which made sense for me because he was going to start at shortstop the rest of the season, and my shortstop at the time was Kyle Farmer and Brandon Crawford because I chose to wait and I waited way too long. so
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that was worth spending 100 and whatever I spent on him, but
Yeah, most definitely. I was trying to think here. I picked up the couple prospects, a kid from I think it's the Angels. No, no Cardinals. Picked up one of their. He was just up here last night or the other night. I think it was their SS, their third baseman. Their Zell, I think his name was. Um,
hmm.
I can
A
look it up here.
Cardinal?
Hang on. I'll tell you here in a second here. Yeah, he was one of their I think it was. Nope, the other league. Sorry, hang on. Give me just a second. Thias. No, not Thias. God dang it. McLean. I just picked up
Oh,
McLean. Yeah,
okay, yeah.
McLean. Yep.
They're
Oh,
duh.
he's a red. Sorry, I was thinking,
He's a rat.
red
He was
Cardinals.
he was a cardinal. Yeah.
But yeah, I picked up McLean, and then I actually picked up Libator last night for today. So
And
hopefully,
he's doing phenomenal.
hopefully he can give me a win. I'm like, well, I was hurting pretty well with pitching because I lost, I just lost, I lost a couple of guys in there, so my pitching's been all over. I mean, I have JP France going tonight, I have Livator, I had Ross Stripling go tonight, and I got Tawan Walker, who, yeah, my pitching is horrible. I mean, only good guy I got in my pitching crew is Tony Gonsolin, and yeah, it's Patrick Sandoval. So
Mm.
I went to some good. I went from having some great pitching to just mediocre pitching.
Uh
So
yeah. Libertor went 5 innings, gave up 3 hits and 3 walks with 6 strikeouts. He's in line for the win if they hold the 1-0 lead.
yeah, he got a
And
top of the six. So
we're
let's
on Arenado watch today too. I got it up. I'm watching it streaming here live to see if he goes yard.
yeah,
That'll be 6 in a row. Crazy.
yeah. I had a actually on Monday night. I had a nice 5 homer. I had a nice day. My like this week's been awesome for me for most, especially even my deep leagues. Hey, Eli, Brandon Lowe just hit a homer. But yeah, I mean, other than that,
Oh.
I'm happy with my bounce back from last week to this week. So I'm just wanting to rebound, get back up there, feel So it's after having some batter and pitching last week, it's a nice rebound to actually have some of that. But let me get into some quick headlines here, quick. Dustin Mays, he actually went out pretty early. I think he didn't even complete an inning last. Sounds like they're gonna slap him on the IL right away, from what I've seen, anyways. If that's correct, he might be slapped out on the IL for probably good
Yeah.
4 to 6 weeks. Joey Gallo exit after fouling a ball off his leg.
Bum.
Um, uh, Domingo German, he had some substance on his hands again, so he's probably get a nice 10-game suspension. Nick Gordon suffers a fractured shin. Um, George Polanco has a hamstring strain, so he might be limited here. He might be day to day. The X-rays from Joey Gallo's little fell off his leg are negative. Kristen McKenzie, he should be probably hopefully by the end of this month. Hopefully he's back in the rotation. I know I got him in a couple leagues, and I'm waiting for him to come back because I need his arm. So let's hope
I
that.
I dropped him in TGFBI,
Oh
and I
shit!
just had so many injuries, and yeah, he's gone. But
Yeah,
so hopefully he comes back for those whom hold him. I have him in a couple IL spots, but TGFBI does not have IL spots. So bye bye, Tristan.
yeah. But yeah, I know. I think I have him in a small uh couple smaller leagues. I think I have him in a deeper league. No, I don't have any 20 man, sorry. I was smaller leagues I got him in. I just know he did very well last year, and I just want him back cuz I know how good he is. And then Manny Machado, he has a fracture in his hand. I'm not sure on that.
That's
I don't know if he's going to be out or if he's going to miss any time yet or not. But X-rays came back negative, so he might be just day to day right now. And then Alex Virgo was removed from the game. Um, just I'm not sure. Oh, left groin tightness, so he's probably going to be day to day too. So, but yeah, for far as headlines, that's kind of the latest news.
you got him.
Yeah, I think so. And Eli's been over there. He just gagging on his damn phone over there. Not even rucking in the chat at
Gotta
all.
gotta see what's going. Gotta see what's going on with my team, man.
Oh, your team? Oh, well, yeah, yeah. Right. So yeah, what is going on with your team, dude? So yeah.
Oh man, well, I got some injuries, and so we'll
Oh, did you
about
win? Did you win
12,
last week? Did you lose?
uh no, it's kind of just treading water right now, kind of in the middle of the pack, as they would say in NASCAR. But we'll get things fixed up, get things
Just need a
going
little
good.
bump in the tailpipe and get you going.
Yep.
Yes, right.
Let's see. Let's
You
see.
go wherever you want with that, but
Oh, yep.
I was a NASCAR reference, not anything else.
Yeah. Ooh, oh, damn, dude. It looks like he's straight up killing you in all the batting totals right now. You got to get him in, and you got him in pitching for sure. So you got him in pitching, but yeah, hopefully you can get some guys with some batting into play, man. If not, it's going to be a long week for you. Yeah, I mean that's. Other than that, yeah. Where are we heading next, guys?
Take us there, El
Yeah.
Capitan.
Oh well. Hmm. I suppose let's get into some. Let's get into some of your guys' studs and duds before we get into some of the guys that are kind of some temp check guys. But let's go that way for right now.
Oh, a little waka. Boy, Michael Waka's been around for a while, and
Michael Watcha. What
watcha,
it's what you
you
gonna
gonna
do
do?
when Michael comes for you.
Um, you know what's cool about Baseball Reference is you can hover over their picture, and it'll show like they show him on the Cardinals, and they show one of them now. And man, was
Oh,
he a young little lad when he was on the Cardinals. But
crazy.
yeah, he's been around for a while, 11 years. Over 11 years, he's been kind of like the hot topic and like uh, the Black Plague. And since 2022, so 2020, 2021, he really struggled. 2019 was the beginning of probably his main struggles. And that's about the time where I had him on my team and was going to keep him. I don't have it with me, but my kids, in fact, because we talked about my fantasy baseball teams, they were really young at the time. Um, they made a cutout at daycare of Michael Waka on it, and they put it on a little popsicle stick. And
Oh my
so I was
gosh.
able to hold it up, and it's on a popsicle stick like this. And so we'd be driving to daycare, and I'd hold it up in between the seats of the van, and whenever they saw it, they had to say Waka Waka Waka. So
Uh,
that's my Michael Waka story. But
uh,
boy, he had a rough start to the year, but over in the month of May, the guy is just tearing it up, and that's why he's on my uh, studs list here. Last week, his last game, he went 7 innings with 11 strikeouts. Um, it's likely fool's gold at this point of his career. Though last year he did find some success. He had a 3.32 ERA overall. Um, he's not a strikeout pitcher, so he gets you what he gets you. But boy, right now you just ride him while he's hot. If you picked him up at the end of April, which you probably didn't, you might have picked him up after his first start of May. But for those whom had him this week for the two-step, are definitely rewarded handsomely for that first game. So yeah, Michael Waka, hot. Just when he starts to falter, not Bailey Falter. Bailey Falter is no longer with us. I mean, he's here on Earth, but not in the major leagues. But
uh,
when
base,
Waka trips up, you can ditch him right away. But right now, 31 years old, he's found the fountain of youth.
yeah. Yeah, because I was just looking here quick. His highest max EV was back in 16 was like 116 miles an hour, and he had 118 in 2021. So his for this year, his max EV has been 111 that hit hard hit race or
Hard hit rates.
hard, yep. Oh my god. Okay, baseball's
That,
fun. Get your fucking shit together. I'm tired of your page fucking freezing on me and blanking out.
easy.
God,
There might be youngins listening there, dude.
not today.
Okay.
Oh, about ready to smash fucking. I'm gonna write it, baseball savant. Big old email like, why is your freaking website crashing like constantly, dude? I've probably got too much shit going on. There it is. Did it again. I'm about ready to say screw this shit.
It's done. You're done with that website. Yeah. So
Yep.
my pickup Walker right now. He's on a good team. Team's doing well right now. So it's always good to have pitchers on teams that are doing well.
So would you add Michael Waka? Would you add him more in a 12-man league, 10-man league? Probably,
You could get away in a 12 probably, depending on the setup.
What about points?
Give or take? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like he gets you some inning. He goes long, so points. You get points for innings. Doesn't get you those strikeouts, so he's not. Outside of the last game. Last game he was a points monster, but the game before he went 6 innings with 4 strikeouts. So it wasn't great, but he's given up 1 run in the month of May. So, he's a good streamer right now.
Yeah.
Don't bank on him.
Yeah. Well,
12 you could hold him, but yeah. I mean.
So my not stud is, Tyler Anderson. I drafted Tyler Anderson almost all over where I could, deeper leagues, 12-mans, 10-mans, points leagues, and I was hoping that Tyler Anderson would keep doing what he was doing before he got traded from the Dodgers. And yeah, he's only got 1 win so far. He's only pitched, about 37 innings so far. He got 20% K rate. He's only had 26 strikeouts for the year. His BB is 5.8. His ERA is like 5.26. His WHIP is 1.62. So, and as you can see, it's especially if if you had him in an ESPN or Yahoo points league, he's only got 25 and 55 points total. So, I dropped him quickly in a points league because I'm like, he wasn't doing anything for me in general. So I dropped him pretty dang quick. So I actually started dropping him in a couple like category leagues too as well, because I know there's a lot of better pitching out there right now as well. So I'm just wondering, is his trade from the Dodgers to the Angels affecting what he can do with the ball?
He's been traded so much that he's only really found success last year and with the Dodgers. And again, I think that's a product of a super team around him. The Angels are decent, but the Dodgers last year were phenomenal. He was 15-5 last year.
Yeah, I know. I know
record. And now this year he's pitched 7 games. He's got 1 win and 0 losses. So that tells you that, he's just not getting what he needs. And thankfully the team's bailing him out at some point, or they're pulling him soon enough to make sure that he doesn't get those losses. But his stuff ain't there. And I know a lot of people warned about it, and they were right. That last year was a flash in the pan, and it's looking like that. He had a career high in innings last year. That could be part of it.
Yeah.
He had 167 innings the year before. He went up to 178. So that should be a jump that a pitcher can handle. So I'm not really sure what's wrong with him. But I know there was a lot of analysts that were out on Tyler Anderson before the year, and they should get a hat tip for that.
Yeah, they should, because me, I was like, oh, maybe these people are wrong, and I'm gonna stick with Tyler Anderson just because he had a good year last year, and now I'm kind of like slapping myself in the face, thinking, "What the hell did I do?"
Yeah. I mean, it's possible for a 32-year-old to click it, but last year he was so far under all his career averages that it's just I could see it now that it's hard to believe that he could hold that at age 32, that he found that one thing, that the Dodgers found that one thing. So I don't know that it's a Dodger thing.
Yeah.
As much as the team around him making him better. That when you have the run support, it makes pitching a lot easier.
Oh, I would say so, and if
And a
with the
defense.
with the Angels kind of being so, it probably doesn't help matters any. I
Right.
think I think are they even a 500 team? I didn't have an opportunity to take a look to see what their record was offhand to see how they were doing.
Let me look. 2 seconds. 3, 2. They are
22 and 21. So yeah,
there it is, 500.
yeah, so they're pretty much basically a 500 team. There's really nothing going on there. I mean, looks like they're kind of struggling overall and just in general. I mean, they're tied with 7th in hits. Their average is tied with 7th. Their OPS is tied for 8th. OPS tied or they're in 9th. So their homers for far as them getting homers, they're up there with the homer rate. So I'm just kind of curious why Tyler Anderson would be so bad then if they're almost 50-50.
Because he's a bum.
More than likely. Yepers. So yes, that kind of gives you guys a take on Tyler Anderson. So you could probably drop Tyler Anderson in most of your leagues besides deeper leagues, probably 14, 15 in deeper leagues, I'm sure. 12-man, you probably could dump him and find somebody else on the waiver wire, more than likely for now, until he gets hot again.
He's a guy you can ditch for streaming.
Yep. More than likely. For sure. Mr. Quiet over there. Not said a dang thing since we started.
Like talking.
I know, right? Usually this guy's got something to say.
Cat got my tongue tonight, man. We got
no, I think
Kramer.
you're just distracted with what's on your phone. That's probably what's going on.
A little Pornhub.
Yeah, I gotta close out the Pornhub.
He's probably like, God damn it.
I have my I picked him up beginning of the year, I think like middle of April, and I didn't know a lot about the guy. Like I said, I represent like the Laps fan, or because I haven't been playing fantasy in years, but I guess he went 8-7 last year, and so far this year 5-1, 47 innings pitched. ERA is bad. That's horrible. I mean, it should be somewhere what it was last year for him, somewhere in the 3.5s. Whip isn't very good either, but he's getting those wins. Like I said, decent amount of innings pitched so far. Got 3 quality starts, which this early in the year ain't bad. It's almost like a 40% ratio. So he's only 17% roster. Like I said, I picked him up off the trash heap. So, and that wasn't a 20-man league that with Jamie and Donovan that we do. So definitely get this guy, and it's winner chicken dinner. I don't know what you guys think about Dean Kramer, but yeah, I thought he was a steal, based on, like I said, being in a 20-man league, basically somebody you didn't draft and a lot of people didn't draft, just be able to pick up off the scrap heap. But I'll see what Jay and Donovan think.
Yeah, for me, like he's got you 5 wins, which is more than you could say for some people. I mean, the ERA is up there. He's on the Baltimore Orioles are a really good team right now. They're playing very well. So that helps his situation and his stats. Otherwise, if he's on a bad team, he's got a 5 ERA and then we'll say 1 win and 5 losses. It turns his whole profile around. The other downfall for me is he's only has a 6.8 Ks per 9 on the year, so he's not getting a strikeouts either. But you know what? A win is a category too, or if it's in points, wins get you points too. So in a deeper league, he's definitely viable for a deeper league, and because he's pitching regularly, they're getting him the wins, and over his last, he had 2 bad games out the gate. He had 4 runs given up, 5 runs given up, but since then, in the month of May, he had 1 run given up. On the 5th, no runs given up to the Tampa Bay Rays. So that was Braves and then Rays, 1 and 0 runs given up, and then just gave up 3 against the Angels yesterday. So, he's something's clicking. That ERA can come down now, and
Yeah, it looks like he's using his fastball a lot more than his changeup and cutter. He's using his fastball about 51% of the time. His changeup and cutter are about 15% of the time, and then his slider about 12% of the time, and then his curveball is about 7%. So it looks like he's using more of his fastball right now,
which is probably why his ERA is up, but he needs to work some more of those pitches. And in 2020 is when he came up, he had over 10 strikeouts per 9 innings. So I mean, he's went down every year since. So as he's working on more command, probably and control, he's losing those strikeouts. But yeah, he could get back down into the 3s for ERA if he keeps this pace up. And it's like you said, for a 20-man league, a great find.
Oh yeah, it is. It's
and I wouldn't be scared to stream him in a 12, maybe even a 10 if I needed it. So
yeah, for sure.
End of the week type stream. Good team, pitching well. Give it a shot.
Good God. Yeah. I guess if a guy like him keeps the wins up, maybe you can use him as trade bait for somebody. If he keeps this up, I guess you can maybe try to get a little bit more. Trade him for a guy that maybe has a little bit lower ERA or maybe a little bit better whip offhand, or so you can always use him as a trade bait more than likely if he keeps this up, because once he starts getting hot, then there'll be a lot of people who want him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that's something to think about too as well. Baseball Savant is starting to make me mad. For some reason, it keeps wanting to crash. It crashes. Loads crash. Loads crash. Loads and crashes. Maybe tonight we should have just canceled the whole stream and said screw it. Eli, he's just here. He's just like a zombie. I should just slap him a little bit, wake him up. So what's your next guy on the list here, big boy?
Well, let's do a dud.
Gently Jansen, huh?
Oh, gently.
Yeah,
he's gently bad.
He's been. He hit a milestone. I guess he got his 400th save not too long ago.
He hit a milestone.
That's yeah.
Is that one of the things you put around your necklace or something like that?
No, it's a millstone. No, that's not quite. No, he's got now. I think I don't know. I want to see what Donovan thinks. Like if he thinks he's washed. He's 35. He had a really good season with the Braves last year. Had 41 saves. And he's still getting saves. He's got 9 this year so far. ERA is bad. It's not his typical year. This is like a Hall of Fame level guy. Whip's terrible. Obviously a lot of people still believe in him. He's 95% rostered, but I was going to see what your guys' take was. Is he washed at 35, or is it, kind of just because he had a pretty good first couple weeks, or if he's getting reacclimated to the American League again, like kind of what the deal is so far, because this isn't up to his level. He's one of the better, if not one of the best closers in baseball, or has been, with the Dodgers and Braves.
Yeah. So gently Jansen
Yes, he's very,
has
very gently.
he's been known for last year anyway for sure. He had a rough start out at the gate in April. Um, so pitching in Boston, it's not warm there yet. So maybe that has something to do with it. Um, when you pitch for Atlanta, right? It's already 65 degrees in April, where you're up in Boston and it's 42 and raining. So that could have something to do with it. Grant, obviously, he doesn't play every game at home, but looking last year, yeah, even in Atlanta, he it took him 1, 2, 3. He just got rocked his first game out the gate, and then he went the next couple of games, next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight games without giving up a run. So he's kind of, and he's had that his whole season, his whole career too. I think where he just gets off, and then moseys and finds his way back on. So I don't want to say he's up and down. Is he washed? He's 35 years old. It's getting up there, but I think he's still effective. And in 21, he had a stretch in the middle where I think he kind of got gassed, and he gave up quite a bit of runs in July, and then gave up 2 runs to start August, and then 1 run the rest of the entire year. So I think that's kind of where we're at with him. He'll figure it out. He's a pro's pro. I wouldn't dump him. He's going to get you the saves. They're going to keep putting him out there because he's got the ice in his veins. And looking at him this year, he only really has had a couple bad blowups, and they're very recent. So I'm not really scared yet. He'll bounce back.
Yeah, I think Donovan kind of says it. I don't have any shares of him at all. So, and I
The other
didn't look
thing,
too much.
his strikeouts are still up. He's got 17 strikeouts over 12.2. So I mean, I think he's gonna fix his woes from the last week here.
Oh, that's good. Good to hear. Oh, so on to a few guys that are a few, temp check guys here. So kind of see how they're doing, and we'll kind of go from there. How's that?
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Oh, nasty.
Yes, Sean Mania nothing.
Oh my gosh. So this bum got me twice this year, believing that I was the guy that had him for a couple of his major implosions. Right after, when did I have him? Yeah, April 20th when he gave up 5. When did I ditch him? The next day. Then he comes back, starts pitching well, and I pick him up again, and I got the May 10th implosion again. Like, I just can't nail it with this guy, so I'm done with him. He's really, last year was a struggle for him as well. He had almost a 5 ERA over the years. Strikeouts were down. Moving to San Diego has not helped him. That's a decent ballpark for pitchers. It should have been great, and then he comes over to San Francisco, and it should be another decent pitching ballpark. And he just, I think he's out. Like I can't have my faith in him anymore. I don't know what happened. His last year in Oakland, he was a very good pitcher. Under 4 ERA. So I mean, as far as ERA goes, you wouldn't think it's great, but 32 starts, 2 complete games, 2 shutouts in that year, almost 10 strikeouts per 9 innings, 180 innings. But I think it's just been injuries, little nagging injuries that have been keeping him down. So goes to San Diego, just can't get it together. Now he's in San Francisco, and it looks like it's going to be even worse than last year. My temperature check says hace frio.
Ooh.
Yeah, I put some German in there for you.
Man, I only know one German word, and that's and I can't even remember what the heck that one is. My dad was German. They speak quite a bit of German, so it's just like, oh, okay.
Uh,
Yeah, I mean, I Chum and I was he actually. I mean, when he was with the A's, it seemed like he was not too shabby. I mean, he actually was probably a little bit better with the A's than what he is actually doing now. For some odd reason, I thought he went over to the Yankees, but I was thinking of Trevino. I was thinking of Trevino. He went from the A's to the over there. So yeah, that's what I was
he
thinking. So
the A's have sucked since Ricky Henderson, and well, maybe the Bash brothers. We'll give them that. But so
yeah,
they've been terrible since the '90s, and like he was that ray of hope. He was like their big 12-win pitcher, like, and they just couldn't build around him, and he used all his bullets up, I think.
yeah, it's very possible. Yeah.
I'm done with him. Get his trash face off of here.
uh, Mitch
Oh,
Keller. He's
Mitch.
popping those popcorns, man. He's
Mitch.
dwelling with all those nice corn on the cobs.
Here's a reverse story. Mitch had a lot of pedigree and hope pitching for an equally terrible team over on the other side of the country in Pittsburgh. And I think the year that he came up in 2019, and everybody gobbled him up, and he had 12 strikeouts per 9 in his 11 starts, but a 7 ERA. So it was like, how can he do all this good but all this bad? If he didn't strike you out, he gave you a home run, right? Like his homers per 9, he gave up 13.5 hits per 9. It was just a bad year overall. But those strikeouts were, it's like crack, right? You just want no. So the next year he comes out, and I think he got hurt that year, if I remember right, in 2020. But he only pitches 5 games, and his ERA is at 2.91. But his strikeouts disappeared, so he must be working on things, right? And then you get him back the next year in 21, and you're like, all right, this guy's going to be gold. He dropped his ERA, if he just get those strikeouts back. So everybody's just gaga for him. And he just comes out and has a ferocious year, 6.17 ERA.
Yeah.
It was just terrible. It's a bad team. 2 years in a row, 5-11 record, 5-12 record. But then last year, right, he brings his ERA down again. And so people were coming into this year cautiously optimistic. And those who believed in Mitch Keller have been rewarded handsomely. I wasn't one of those people, and I picked him in the Lion League, Bob Dole's Lion League, for which is where you pick the worst players. And I got him. I got Josiah Gray. I got all sorts of guys that have just turned their lives around. Good. But Patrick Corbin was my first overall pick, and even he's been doing great. So, like, I don't know. I know how to pick him, I guess. But anyway, he's been hot. And
Yes.
the problem is now the Pirates are not. So I think we're going to see a little bit of return. He may be their best. He's going to be their best pitcher going forward, likely. And he could have a very good year by himself. His strikeouts are back to 11 strikeouts per 9. His ERA so far is 2.38. He's got 5 wins on 9 appearances, 1 complete game shutout as well. So we're in on him for now. I wouldn't blow the farm to get him, but if you need pitching, you could probably deal him off of someone who is holding on to him right now, saying, I don't know when he's going to blow up.
Oh yeah,
And
for sure.
so it's a chance that you can take, and it could be a great year for him. He might be the pitcher we thought he was 5 years ago,
Yeah, I was just
or
looking at
should have
his.
been.
Yeah, I was looking at his K percentages, and in 28.6, and then he dipped to 18.4 in 2020, 19.6 in 2021, and then this year now he's up to 30.1 for his K percentages. So I mean his BB was actually pretty high in 2020 and 2021, and now he's down to 6.1 for his BB percentages. So if I were you, I would maybe see if you can't trade him off for somebody while he's hot right now. Maybe you can get somebody who wants him.
Well, this is a guy that you got late, and if you're into stocks or anything, like this is where this and you know why his ears are ringing because I just mentioned his league. That's why.
Oh, that's probably why. He's
that's
like,
why he
oh, hey guys, how's it
the
going?
bat
Sorry I'm
signal,
late.
the lion signal. He says,
Yeah.
yeah. No,
Somebody
this
says.
is
Somebody
how.
says. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, somebody says he just hopped on. Start over. Sorry. I mean, if you want to start over, I mean, maybe if you want to hit our Discord or the podcast, or if you're on Spotify, maybe you can go back and you can watch his video on Spotify. How's that sound? Or you can go back on YouTube. You can go back on YouTube and watch us too as well. So there you go.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
This is Mitch Keller's the perfect guy to take and trade up. Get bigger assets for this late round pick. And you know what? He could, like I say, he could end the rest of the year as a great pitcher. I just don't know. He's going to get more wins. He's going to get a couple more wins, but the Pirates aren't as good as they were. And
I think they started out hot. Now they're kind of, I think they're probably fizzling out right now. More than likely.
The Brewers just blew right by them like they're standing still. So and they're not a great team right now. So
yeah, let's see here. What is the Pirates here? Quick,
23-20.
Ooh, damn! They lost pretty quick then.
Oh yeah. They just turned off the switch. They're three. They won 3 out of their last 10. So
yeah, because they were actually off to a pretty hot start. They didn't have too many losses, and oof, man, it looks like they. I don't know. I think they might be out of the playoff race then.
Oh, they're gonna be out. Oh yeah. That's. I don't even know. The St. Louis Cardinals will probably win the division somehow because they are in fuego. And they're gonna win tonight, so that pulls them one closer. Yeah. The Pirates are 7-11 on teams under 500. Like for a team that has a better winning percentage than losses, they're 7-11 against shit teams. Like it doesn't make sense.
They should be cramming people that are the weaker teams. I mean, they should be. Yeah. They should be like what 20, probably maybe 30, and maybe what 12, maybe. They should be having a better record than what they're playing with right now.
Yeah. So sell your Mitch Kellers and get what you can while the getting's good.
Yep. Get off him right now, guys. Go trade for his ass. Don't give up too much. All right. Give up everything.
Let's say he's more like Helen Keller. Like Helen Keller. Left his damn body.
All right. Let's Eli, do you have a few hot and cold players you want to talk about?
Since I'm ice cold and
you are kind of ice cold.
I can't talk right now.
I think he has.
I think I'm gonna stay cold just to. There we go. I look like fucking Mr. Freeze over here, but
I think he's.
Brandon Lowe.
I think he's got too much wiener in his mouth. He's thinking of some of that. That nice hot dog, chitty dog.
Yeah,
that's Oscar Mayer or what?
Stuttering. I don't know what's going on. I need to like
stuttering and.
There we go. Yeah, like he said, he had it right. This fine gentleman here. He's like, start the show over. I'm like, yes. Sound money. You're dead on. But anyways, we're gonna fix this. Brandon Lowe. I don't know if he's fixing it because he is ice cold. I'm getting colder by the second just talking about him. Past week, 420. I mean, there are guys that have had worse weeks. Don't get me wrong, but I try to mix it up with different players to kind of give little snapshots of different guys. And this will probably be the only Brandon Lowe reference of the year. I know he had, you guys probably remember, you're heavy into, 2 years ago when he had 39 homers and I think 100 RBIs. I mean, just had a monster season. That's kind of an aberration from, everything else I was looking previous years and what he's doing this year. I mean, this is like what a 10 to 12 home run guy, like if that. Like, I don't know if he took steroids for a year or corked his bat, something, what was going on. But yeah, past week, just awful. 75% roster. I think he's still living off his, I'll see what you guys think, but I think he's still living off his reputation from 2 years ago where everybody thinks, oh, this is a second baseman with some pop. I thought, he hasn't done much the rest of the year. This is just a weak snapshot, but for the rest of the season, 7 homers, 22 RBIs. I mean, it's not terrible, but he's batting 197. So, maybe a little more power than I gave him, credit for, but I'll see what you guys think.
Yep. Somebody says Josh Lowe and Brandon Lowe swap bodies. It's very damn possible. But to, say Brandon Lowe just smacked a homer tonight. So, yip, hooray. Pff, no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I know I got him in a couple leagues
average
too.
Up, what, 201?
Right. But so I know he's kind of been kind of ice cold here lately. Yeah, I'm sure in smaller leagues you probably don't want to drop him because he's on a great team right now. I know I'm when I see him, I'm like, God, I just want to drop him right now. But he's kind of I think he's got dual edgeability in a couple spots, so kind of don't want to lose him. In some of those categories and stuff like that, especially deeper leagues. You're just going to hold on to him because how good he is and whatnot. So in that terms, yeah, you're not going to drop a guy like him playing a good team.
Yeah, he is second base outfield eligible. So what I think, so here's what happened to him in 2022. So after his 39 home run year, which unbelievable, it come out of nowhere, right? He was well, I guess the year before he had 14 homers.
He was juicing. He was juicing.
He might be juicing, but he ended up having a stress fracture thing in his back in 2022. I don't exactly know what it was, but offhand. But he hurt his back in 2022, which zapped him for that year. It's kind of hard to believe that over the course of an entire year and only playing 65 games that he couldn't come out ready this year. So I'm not sure 100% what's going on with him, but by the looks of it, he just sucks. I don't know.
Yeah, he looks like his ex.
That was my analysis too. He's dreadful.
Yeah, it looks like
you get all the good analysis here. He just sucks.
Yeah, it looks like his exit velocity is down. His WOBA is up. His barrel rate is up. His whiff percentage is down, and his chase rate is kind of poor right now. But his hard hit rate's up a little. It's kind of up there. His max velocity is actually up. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe his arm strikes is down too. So I mean, he just having a little slump right now from what it looks like, anyways.
Yeah,
so,
and he could click, but right now he can't click on your team because he's just dragging it through the mud.
Yeah, so overall, does he have 9 homers for the year?
7, I thought.
It says 9 on Baseball Savant. It says 9.
I use Baseball.
He had 7 coming into today,
7.
So he should have had 8 with that.
Did he double dong today?
I don't know. I'm just looking at the Baseball Reference quick, and I was just gonna say there's no way he has 9 home runs already. But yeah, he's got six base steals and 28 RBI on the season. So his OPS is about 9.42. So I think he's just in a slump right now. Which is why he's probably cold. Maybe he's got some personal stuff going on. Who knows? Lady problems. You never know.
Well, Well, we need to warm him up. Then he needs to be more like my good friend Jake Fraley from WEDs. Fire! I'm warming up. Whew. There's got the
you better be warming up because I have a nice cool breeze coming in through the window.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Well, maybe you need to cool down, but he's on fire.
Look at those guns.
Batting almost 500 the past week. I mean, come on now. And this is another guy too. Like with Kramer, you pick him up off the scrap heap. I mean, he's 22% rostered. For the year, he's got 5 homers, 29 RBIs. A lot of that was in the past week. Obviously, he had 3 homers, 11 RBIs there, and a couple stolen bases. But I don't know. What do you think about his long-term projections? Like, he hasn't got a lot of plate appearances. I think this is like the first year he's going to be a full-time player from what I was looking at, like an everyday player. And so I'm just wondering how this transfers over the course of a year, because he's still he's only 27. So he's still a younger guy, and just to see if he could, tap into that potential. I'm a Reds fan, lifelong Reds fan. I've seen it quite a bit, where years ago we had Josh Hamilton, he didn't live up to his potential when he was with the Rangers. He came to the Reds and became an all-star level player, and especially in the outfield, we've had quite a bit of luck, Brandon Phillips, more recent, our second baseman for years, in a similar situation, came over in a trade and started tearing it up. I don't know if it changing leagues or better, maybe the Reds have a better hitting coach, but what do you think about Jake Fraley's 2023 likelihood to succeed after this little stretch in May where he's tearing it up? I'll see what if either of you guys have shares of him or are familiar with him.
So I think he's a guy that had some really deep league rumblings before the year, pick him up kind of thing, and if he gets to play an entire season with the Reds, there's a good chance that he hits 20 home runs and probably steals 15 bases. Looking at his stats, like you said, he started in Seattle. Seattle is not known to be a great hitter's park.
No, but he didn't have really his first couple of years there. He didn't have any home runs. He had a slight, run with some homers. And then he started this last year in Cincy, he had about 12 homers. So maybe the ballparks kind of helped him a smudge.
More than likely, it is definitely a better hitting park. And I'm watching his batting average go up every year too. So I don't think he's a 283 hitter. I think he's probably closer to 260. But so he's probably in for a little bit of a slumpish type. But maybe I'm wrong. So yeah, I think he's definitely playable, especially in a deeper league. Getting you that 2015, that would be it's good. It's good found. It's found money, not sound money. It's found money in a deeper league like that. Ooh.
So sound money says, but actually has 1.6 OPS at home and 0.968 OPS on the road.
So he's actually he's raking on the road, it looks like, and that's a good sign though. I mean, if he's struggling that much in Great American Ballpark, I mean, like
he probably needs. He also says,
I don't know. That could be. I mean, Donovan, that's a good point. Yeah, maybe like if he had been playing, in Seattle or San Diego, a lot of the pitcher friendly parks, maybe that was affecting his numbers. I didn't see a lot of his minor league stuff, what kind of prospect he was or what he was doing down there. But yeah, I mean, as a Reds fan, like I said, anytime anybody's got a little pop, it helps bring some runs in the lineup. I'm always excited. So I was glad he'd been tearing it up, but I could talk about him a little bit. But.
Yeah, it's looks like his him striking out. He's got 26 on the year. Last year, before, he had about 54 strikeouts, and he had only had 4 base steals. So I mean, he's got one more than he did last year. So I mean, hopefully he matches what he has home run totals from the year before. He had 12, so maybe he surpasses. He's got
Oh yeah,
5 now, so hopefully
he
he
should.
maybe
He
you know
should surpass that
yeah.
for sure.
Yep. But yeah, I think that kind of concludes everything. Wow, I think we're kind of whipping through everything here pretty quick. Well, everybody, we're live here at the Odd Rhythm Spitting Seeds edition. It's been kind of a quiet night in here for sure. Everybody must be watching something on TV or something that's going on, but at least we had sound money here tonight. Appreciate your time. Um, at least somebody actually showed up to the dance tonight. But yeah, other than that, Eli was kind of quiet and kind of, just like kind of like, what the hell's going on tonight? Usually he's all juiced up and amped up, ready to go, and it's just like, the hell's going on here? But
Yeah, Arenado just
Well,
likely ended his home run streak. He just grounded out the third, so probably no home run for him tonight.
yeah, so before we get into Eli's last segment, we had let's see here. Brian Balo with 19 swings and misses. Spencer Strider had 19 swings and misses. Kota Singa had about 18 swings and misses, and Edward Cabrera had about 18, and Yu Darvish had about 14. So, and a couple quick home runs here. We had Joey Gallo who had a home run today. Corey Dickerson, Ron Acuna Jr., Francisco Alvarez, and Luke Mayhale had a home run. So I think the top guy with top exit velocity was Julio Rodriguez with a nice 101 slammer. So
J-Rod.
yes. Yeah, I think that kind of digs a few quicks before we get into our last segment there. And I know we kind of mentioned Kota Singa here, and if Kota Singa gets another win, what are your thoughts on maybe trading him or keeping him?
Kodai Senga. Definitely league format in a redraft. You can give her a goal. I think is he 32? Is that how old he is? I think he's fairly old for a dynasty format, but
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly.
he's that team's gonna win games, so it's another guy kind of like, why not? If he gets you a win, that's a category 2 or points or whatever. So
Yeah,
and pitching, the pitchers aren't all right, man. Everybody's dying on us. So
yeah,
any help you can get, next man up, back to the front.
yep. He's 30, so yeah,
30.
Yep, he's 30. He's got 4 wins, 2 losses already. He's pitched 40 innings already. He's struck out 50 people already. Give or take already, and his WHIP is 1.5 or 1.45 WHIP, and he's played 8 games so far already, and his ERA is a 3.83. And he's got about he looks like he's using his fastball a little bit more, 41% of the time. His changeup and cutter about 21% of the time. So
That plays.
yeah. So if you were able to trade Singa, what ballpark, like who could you try to ring him up for, give or take?
Now, I mean, let's see here. You know who I'd trade him for is Chris Bassett.
Yeah,
And I like Chris Bassett, but
yeah,
I think that's who I think that would be an interesting trade. Chris Bassett.
let's put a Twitter poll up on that, shall we? Huh?
Yeah.
Code a single trade for Chris Bassett and see how many.
Who would you rather?
Yeah, would you rather would you rather trade acquire or trade Kota Singa for Chris Bassett? So yeah, I think we'll do that. We'll get a Twitter poll and see how many people like that, and we'll conclude on what it might be, what the poll comes out to be for next week.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right, big boy. It's all
Open
you.
that book.
Yeah. Let's go.
There we go. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have been following a lot of stuff outside of baseball. It's been baseball heavy, but this segment I can get in my 2 cents on stuff that I think is either great or messed up. This is a messed up thing in my opinion. I don't like the way this is going, and it's like this with everywhere in America because nobody has any patience anymore. Like including us too. We all we all have it's a instant gratification kind of world. They just NBA's fired 4 top level coaches since the end of the regular season. Guys, that was like a month ago. Like the season, I mean, we're in the Western Conference and Eastern Conference Finals now. So I mean, there's only a couple rounds in the playoffs. 4 top level guys, 3 former NBA champion coaches. Mike Budenholzer, who was with Giannis and the Bucks. Donovan would probably know. Doc Rivers, who me and Jamie remember when he was with the big 3 in Boston, with KG and Ray Allen and Paul Pierce and those boys. He just took over the Sixers job about 3 years ago, and 3 straight playoff exits, and now he's gone. And Nick Nurse, who was he had Kawhi in Toronto back in 2019, and he won a championship there. Maybe it was Kawhi that year. His greatness, but he was just let go too. Monty Williams, who was the Suns coach, he won Coach of the Year like 2 of the last 4 years, and the Suns just went to the finals 2 years ago. He's out. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. And these guys are all going to get retread. They're going to get different jobs, hopefully, but it's almost like a round robin. It's like, oh, Nick Nurse will get hired, in Philly, or Mike Budenholzer will get hired, with the Clippers or Suns, or, so it's just going to be mixing it up, and sometimes you need that. But I mean, when you have guys that are this kind of productive, especially for franchises that didn't do anything before they got there, like the Bucks. I mean, what were the Bucks doing for 40 years? They weren't doing anything. Suns were struggling for years before Monty Williams. So it's just a bad sign. And, I thought it was interesting when I was reading that Steve Kerr is the only, from Golden State, 4-time championship coach. He's the only one that's left. Him and Greg Popovich from the Spurs. Those are the only 2 coaches left in the same spot that they won titles with, in like the last decade. It's just insane. Eric, and Eric Spoelstra from the Heat. I forgot about him, but yeah, there's only a few guys that have been successful that are still in their same spots, and I think that's just a sign across all the sports. The NFL, it's instant gratification. It's like you don't win within 2-3 years, you're gone. And I think that's kind of spread into the NBA now, where even you don't win champion, you got star level guys, or we're paying luxury tax on the salary cap. It's like you're gone. You don't win a championship in 3 years, 3-4 years, you're gone. Or if you do win a championship, what have you done for me lately? You better win 2. You better get your second championship. But I'll just see if you guys have any thoughts before we get up out of here. But I just thought that was I think it's crazy.
More like a what have you done for me today?
Yeah. I know it's hard saying too. I mean, I was just listening to a couple of guys, and it was Doc has gotten the 76ers to the second round of the playoffs, but they can't just surpass getting into that championship form. And the team's great. Don't get me wrong about that. I mean, the Sixers. I mean, it's hard. It sucks because when AI was with the Sixers, they get to that point, and then it's just they just can't get over that hump. And each time I've seen AI get to the championship every year, he just couldn't get over that hump to get some gold on his fingers, and that part just, that's when, you didn't see a lot of technology nowadays, or the technology they had from then to now, and the pressure to win and whatnot. So, I mean, I guess a lot has changed. A lot of it's changed from then to now, and motivated to give up a lot of draft picks to get a good player to win now and whatnot. I mean, look at what the Suns did. They traded to get Chris Paul, and then and Durant, and they should have been the ones to win the championship. And look how far they got. And to me, I guess it's if a coach can't get them over the top, I guess so be it. I guess it kind of is what it is. Maybe they just needed the change.
Yeah, I don't have much on basketball, so
Yeah.
but it is it's becoming more and more like that with most sports. You know, if it isn't working, we're going to look at the guy on the top. We're going to get rid of him and start over. And you know, there's something to be said about the teams working together. And basketball is a team sport. And if you can't get the guys working together that you have, so basketball too, even the worst team, those are still 5 of the best players in the entire world on the court at the same time. So I mean, there's something to be said about that. But when you got teams stacking up, you know, like it's hard to say that, you know, your 5 mediocre players can go up against the 5 superstars and win. That's impossible to think. But it's the guys in the middle that need to find a way to make it work. And the fact that they're in and out so fast, it's almost like they don't even have a chance to implement their methodology and chances, or their methodology and it's not chances, but strategy.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. It's pretty crazy how quick it turns. And NBA is a weird league for me. I don't understand it. I'm gonna get more into it the next couple of years, especially with the 3 and 4 sport leagues that I'm into now, which is funny because I don't watch basketball. But what have you done for me today? That's where it's at.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I kind of gotten away from basketball a little bit. I mean, at first it was kind of fun, but now I'm just kind of like, just a, it just, to me, it's just a joke, I guess, because I just not haven't been a fan of it much at all lately here. And with all the, turmoil of, players jumping on each other, one guy stomping on someone's chest and people doing stupid things on social media stuff, sites and stuff like that, just degrading in general. And then you have all these young kids that look up to these people and then they see this stuff on their social media sites and then they're thinking, oh, hey, this is good, this is okay, we can do this. I mean, just look at the stuff that they, toss out, they put out there to the world, and then and it's just an after, just a roll down effect of all the stuff you see. It's just negative. I just see it a bunch of gorillas jumping for a fucking ball, but whatever.
It's so I'm not sure where to go for that one. But
Oh,
the NFL isn't too much better, but
oh,
I think one of the big things right now is this John Morant deal,
yeah,
and
and that's what I
yeah,
was saying, implying it without putting it out there. You know what I mean?
yeah, like I, my son came home and said John Morant was suspended for 8 years. I'm like, what? Like, I don't even know if it's happened yet, but yeah, I kind of did a little research on him after I ate dinner tonight, and I'm like, huh,
Well,
this guy's a
well,
crack. This guy's crazy. Like,
well. See, he got in trouble for his first stint on Instagram. Now there was another one. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get
mhm,
some counseling and yada yada yada." And now this happens again, and now it's a bad image for a pro sport player that's
yeah,
putting this stuff out there that anybody can see, and it just gives him a bad image to
yeah.
want others to be like him. It's just
He's
not
losing
good.
tons of money right now too. Like, I just if he
It's
does
just
get
and it's just
suspended,
dumb. You don't see
just stupid.
it's dumb. You don't see NHL guys. You don't see the MLB guys. And a lot of I mean, there's some NFL guys, but I mean, all the high level position. I mean, this guy or John Morant was like considered like probably a top 15 player in the league. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like
yeah,
this is
most
Yeah,
definitely.
a superstar, right? You know, Joe Burrow's not doing this in the NFL. Um, you Bryce Harper isn't doing this in baseball. And so on. And these other stars are behaving themselves. You got clowns like this, and the league is just. I mean, when you're doing this, when you're putting like credible, good coaches out of work, and you're platforming guys like John Morant. And I think LeBron's kind of a douche too. I mean, there's just it's a hardly. That's why it's polarizing. That's why,
yeah,
like Donovan said too, it's like oh, I'm not a basket. not a basketball guy, or I'm not about. It's either you are or you aren't. There's no casual basketball fans anymore. It's just you either hate it or you love it. Like, and they've done it. They've made it a polarizing place, and this is just more of the same. This is garbage. And
Yeah, it is.
I agree. They are. I don't know if we're gonna get if the woke community is gonna come after us. Oh, you call them gorillas putting orange or whatever Jamie said, but whatever. Get that. It's our show. We say whatever the hell we want.
Yeah, and this is our point of views. And if you don't like it, there's the
Yeah.
X button. But other than that, we want people to
Yeah,
watch us.
like
And,
it, yeah.
we want people to be here. We just crack jokes about a few things in here and here and there, and we make a little point of view on a few things. But I mean, everybody's got their subject to their views in life, man. That's just everybody's gonna be different on it, man. That's all I gotta say.
Right on. Speaking of
Yepers.
John Morant, I got my Be the Light Walk 2018 version shirt on in support of Mental Health Awareness Month. John Morant is going to get some counseling, and it's very obvious he needs some counseling. But I know recently I had a old chum of mine take his life beginning of May, going through a divorce, and just went suicide by semi, which is uncool. But thinking about that a lot recently, and I thought this is a good time to throw that out there, especially with the John Morant news recently. And I was just thinking about it all, that if you got friends out there that you may not have been in touch with, and it doesn't hurt to reach out to people and see how they're doing, because everybody could be struggling at any point in time. And
that's a given.
Just kind of wanted to throw that out there in support of this month. I know Govier had some stuff out with his brother going through some tough times. He had a GoFundMe started for his brother, who's dealing with lots of issues. He made that very public, so I don't feel bad sharing that here. I think he'd be in support of that.
Yep.
But yeah, there's just a lot of stuff out there right now, and it's a weird world we live in, and there's a lot of pressures from everywhere. Be it drugs or peers or drugs or YouTube or Twitter or whatever the kids are watching. I don't know. But yeah, always check with your friends. And yeah, that's all. I just want to throw that in there at the end.
Yeah, it's not fun. I just heard of, I was talking to one of Eli's, his mom's neighbors. She found out one of her little nephews, whatever, he ended his life at 16, and he had depression, and he was an honor student. He just went to prom, and next thing you know, a few days later, he's just out. So I mean, yeah, you just don't know nowadays, so make sure you're the ones that you're close to, make sure you check up on them, because
for sure
could be the last time you ever hear from them again. So let's put some hearts out there.
Easy to get down. Like, yeah, it's good that we should share. I don't know. I think we should share more personal stuff. We do a lot of the sports stuff here, but yeah, I mean, to see what's going on in each other's lives, and that hits. Especially just hard times and dealing with mental health. I mean, that hits close to home. I had a good friend of mine commits. I've had a couple, but a good friend of mine that used to live in the cities and used to support my band a lot. He killed himself, and that was devastating to me, because he was like my age, and I'm like, it was like 26 at the time, and I'm like, and then when Jamie was saying, my mom's neighbor Debbie, her nephew, 16 years old, that's too damn young, man. Like, you didn't even get a full life, so that's tragic. And yeah, it's just it's I don't know where Donovan got that T-shirt from, but maybe you got one in large and one for Jay too. You can send out, man. I'll rock.
I got extras, but these are from right. the Be the Light Walk, and
I work for FedEx, man. I'll deliver it myself.
these are I get them annually. We do we didn't do it last year, but Be the Light Walk is it's in September, and it's a tribute. It goes towards local mental health suicide prevention foundation. So they set it up every year, and we walk somewhere in Green Bay for that. So it's just annual. I just thought I'd wear it tonight because I was gonna talk about it, and it's being the month, Mental Health Awareness Month. This is more for Suicide Awareness Month in September, but
Yeah, you never know. Depression can lead to that. So
no,
you just
100%.
never, you just don't know. I know I've dealt with a lot of depression throughout my life, and it hasn't been easy, that's for sure. And I've, learned to grasp to, not everything is going to be in your hand. Life is always going to be different. Can't have everything at the grasp of your hands all the time. And, you just got to keep looking forward and just thinking that there's going to be better days. There's a lot of things out there that you can be grateful for.
100%.
So, yeah. But, well, everybody, we appreciate whoever's viewed us. Make sure you join our Discord. The link is actually in the description. Yeah, and if you don't catch our live streams, make sure you just catch us up on Google Play, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify as well. If you're a Spotify lover like me and Eli, you can get all of our podcasts there. And I don't know, I might just upload this video from tonight on Spotify as well. So, yeah. Other than that, you can catch us on all of those platforms. So everybody have yourselves a nice, lovely Wednesday night. And we'll see you again sometime soon. From Out of Rhythm, I'm Jamie.
I'll have more opinions next time, I promise.
We hope
Scout's
so.
honor, or is it? How do I? Is that how you do it?
That's it. 2 fingers up.
There we go.
Hey, not the 3
I'll give you
fingers.
the
Come on now.
ET. You want to touch finger?
All right, everybody. Enjoy your Wednesday night. We are up out of here.
Later. And there he is again.
Uh-oh. We're still live streaming. Yep. Hang on. We're still live streaming. I got to cut this out. Yeah.
We're going the distance.
Yep. Oh, hang on.
And now it's just me. I think... I hope it comes back to end this. I'm just going to keep going. I don't have any rights to post anything in the comments here, but did I kick James on purpose? I don't know. It is what it is. I think I'm going to X out of this show now, and hopefully Jamie can edit this. For Out of Rhythm Sports, Spitting Seeds Edition, I'm Donovan, and we are out.